I was skeptical about this one. I mean, I've tried a few heavy-duty machines over the years, and most of them either sounded like a tractor or cost more than my car. So when this Juki straight-stitch model showed up at my door, I'll admit I rolled my eyes a little. But after putting it through its paces for a solid week, I'm actually impressed. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. This isn't one of those flimsy home machines that gives up when you try to sew through denim or canvas. It's built like it belongs in a professional shop, and honestly, after using it, I can see why. The first thing that stood out was how quiet it is. I expected a loud, clunky motor, but the servo drive runs so smoothly it almost feels like it's not even working. That made a huge difference when I was sewing multiple layers of upholstery fabric. I could actually hear myself think instead of drowning in noise. Another thing that surprised me was the speed. It's rated up to 2,300 stitches per minute, and it actually delivers. I wasn't sure I'd ever use that kind of speed, but once I got comfortable, I found myself finishing projects way faster than with my old machine. I sewed a heavy-duty canvas tote bag in under 20 minutes, and the stitches were perfectly even with no tension issues. That kind of consistency is gold when you're working with thick materials. The build quality is next level. The machine head is all metal, and the table is sturdy enough that it doesn't wobble even when I'm pushing thick layers through. I also love that it comes with a servo motor and V-belt assembly pre-installed. No fumbling with extra parts or wondering if I wired it right. Everything fits together cleanly, and the whole setup looks like it was designed to last for decades. I've used it to sew everything from heavy canvas to thick leather, and it handled all of it without breaking a sweat. The presser foot pressure is adjustable, which is great because you can fine-tune it depending on what you're working with. I also appreciate that it uses standard needles and thread, so I don't have to hunt down specialty supplies just to keep it running. One thing I didn't expect was how easy it was to thread. The manual is clear, and the tension settings are straightforward once you get the hang of them. I had it up and running within an hour of unboxing, which is a huge plus if you're not super experienced with industrial machines. Now, it's not perfect. The biggest downside is the size. This thing is big, like, I need my own workspace big. If you're tight on room, it might not be the best fit. Also, it's not beginner-friendly in the sense that it doesn't have all the fancy stitch options you'd find on a home machine. It's strictly a straight-stitch workhorse, so if you need zigzags or decorative stitches, you'll want something else. But if you're serious about sewing heavy materials, like upholstery, bags, or even some light leatherwork, this machine is worth every penny. It's reliable, fast, and built to last. I went from skeptical to sold in about 5 minutes of sewing, and I haven't looked back. If you're in the market for a heavy-duty straight-stitch machine, this Juki is a solid choice. You can find all the details in the description below. For most buyers, the real question is not whether Juki heavy material industrial straight-stitch sewing machine, table and servo motor assembly required. Sounds impressive on paper, but whether strengths like thank you. See below full info. On this machine, Get Your in the sewing machine complies with the Juki Group Green actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off. It is also smart to think about long-term satisfaction. A product like Juki Heavy Material Industrial Straight Stitch Sewing Machine, table and servo motor assembly required. Usually feels like the better buy when it stays convenient, comfortable, and reliable in normal everyday use instead of only looking good in the listing.